I can shake the vibe with the wave on my hand. I can manifest $1 billion with a plan. I attended college, but I still don't understand how to make it possible to live the way I am. Like even if I lost it all, I do it all again. Even if I'm falling off, I got the wingspan. Ain't noticed that you cut me off like I better damn. I look like a shooting star, being who I am.
The wizard, have you wizard? I'm the sharpshooter, Swiss a demon like charcuterie. Rockin' jewelry, she love when she get fly with me. See them people, they would die for me, that's why I live for them. Ain't got time to be off the path, even for some cash. I get at you last, in a flash, I'm in and out the bag. My mind is sacred stash, holding memory, ability. There's so many keys, in fact, I unlock the beast. I'ma eat, pussy niggas weak, but it's still a treat. Shake the game up, got it dangling by his feet. Check the sleeve, I got tricks indeed. She don't wanna leave, she a genius. I know why they feeling, cause they be the realest. What you talking, homie? It's in me, not on me. By my lonely for so long that I forgot how to be cordial. Hopping portals, play the tortoise. Took my time to see it gorgeous. Now we scoring triple, earn $1 million for every dribble. Bitch, I'm gone. I can shift the vibe with the wave on my hand. I can manifest $1 billion with a plan. I attended college, but I still don't understand how to make it possible to live the way I am. Like even if I lost it all, I do it all again. Even if I'm falling off, I got the wingspan. Ain't noticed that you cut me off like I better damn. I look like a shooting star, being who I am.
It's ironic, the less I want it, the more I attract it. Magnetic, it's ionic. I'm scoring buckets like Giannis. Performed at 717 conference and left them stylish based off my presence and honesty. Honestly, I've been drinking honesty. Put down the weed, divine the tree of life inside of me. It's time to be a man and break the generational curses that kept my father drinking so much till he R.I.P. The less I peep, the more I see. It's in reverse, Kimura. My bitch look like she know Tai Chi. I feel the void that's inside me with lyrics and me no type beats. I ran the game without my cleats. You see the scars that's on my feet. That's the 12th house. I took my dreams about my sleep and brung them to reality. I ran my check up on these fuck niggas got currency. In the land of fish and bread and butter, pork, milk, and honey. I demand my respect. I will not be ignored. This time we link up like Megatron or the lesser bird. It's time to eat.
I can shake the vibe with the wave on my hand. I can manifest $1 billion with a plan. I attended college, but I still don't understand how to make it possible to live the way I am. Like even if I lost it all, I do it all again. Even if I'm falling off, I got the wingspan. Ain't noticed that you cut me off like I better damn. I look like a shooting star, being who I am.
The wizard, sharpshooter, was a demon like charcuterie. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You watching DaveBeyondTV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit and yeah, that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And today we are talking about the new moon in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? New moon in Cancer vibes. We not there yet. We still got some time. I think we got like maybe a half a day. Yeah, no, we got a whole day. I think it's on the 5th that it's taking place. So, you know, new moon in Cancer, you know, it's new vibes, new energies. The moon is where it's home at. So, you know, a lot of things are going to be going on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know, so yeah, we got to keep that in mind. Like a lot of emotions is kind of in the mix, but we have to keep in mind that it's all about cardinal energy. So when it comes to the emotions and feelings and stuff like that, we have to honor the fact that we have the power to change and, you know, somewhat, I don't want to say necessarily, well, we control. What we can control is our own reactions to things. What we can control is how we choose to feel. You know, certain things are going to hit us in different angles to make us uncomfortable, make us react, you know, that reaction to get you, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden somebody triggers something, and then next thing you know, you're expressing yourself in a certain way that maybe might be consistent with something true within you, right? Like, let's be real, sometimes insecurities get hit and we know ourselves, we see ourselves, so we know how true certain statements can be, but that don't necessarily mean you have to play into that or act out a character in a way that is, you know, just unnecessary. You know, that Leo energy, what you're going to start to see is a lot of things going to people's heads. You know, a lot of people starting to want to express themselves, but the issue with Leo is exaggeration. So certain things that might in a Leo mind is justified to express, in the grand scheme of things, it might not actually be something that was that serious to, you know, it's maybe something that could be true, but again, it's like you expressed it in such a way that you took something that wasn't really even that serious to begin with and exacerbated on it to the point where it became, you know, it's like, damn, like, why are you blowing up or being so passionate or being so, you know, aggressive about, you know, something that, and it's really just coming from a place of your pride being hurt and you don't want to be seen that way. So, you know, on one end it's good because it's a lot of energy that will influence you to speak up. And hopefully you do speak up because that's important. But it's, you know, we always got to keep in mind how we go about certain things. How do we want to speak up though? Are we speaking up from a place of, you know, true conviction? And is this coming from the heart? Is this something that is being expressed that is in alignment with truth? Or am I being hit with a certain angle that's making me insecure? So I'm trying to overcompensate through my expression in an aggressive manner, something that can make me feel justified and make me feel like I want to be seen. And sometimes it's not about how you want to be seen. Sometimes things are what they are and you have to deal with it and you have to respect it for what it is. But, you know, at the same time, like I said, you're better off still finding a way to express yourself. It's not about just completely ignoring what might actually truly be something going on beneath the surface. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to still get your point across and do your thing, but it's just about how you go about doing that, and doing that in a more mature manner, or one that might plant better seeds for you, is in one in which you're just aware of where the source of that expression is coming from. Because that's really what it is with Leo energy. Leo gets a bad rap sometimes because of the exaggeration, and a lot of times it's because, you know, if you're a Leo, you got Leo energy and you wonder why you rub people wrong, a lot of the times it's because, you know, you just, the way you go about expressing yourself at times, it's the source of it is coming from a place that other people can maybe sense is maybe somewhat of a pride issue, rather than it is something that's coming from maybe your truth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're say you in the jungle and you trying to roar and shit like that, you just roaring, and it's like, you know, people looking at you and it's like you might be roaring for the wrong reason. So they see you roaring, it's like, okay, I get it, I hear you, but what is the source of that? And if it's coming from too much insecurity, it doesn't, you know, that expression doesn't age well. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like once it's said and done and you've already presented yourself, it's like, you know, if you were to be doing a performance on a Broadway stage and you did the performance, it's like, you know, when people leave the theater, are they going to be impacted because what you expressed had truth in it? Or are they going to leave the theater like, what the fuck did I just watch? And why did I spend my money on that? And that'll be like people in your life that every time you expressing yourself, you know, you might shock them with the initial expression of it, but when, you know, after a while you start to see that they still not listening to you, or they're still not respecting you in the area that you want to be respected in, or they're not you know, appreciating you in that way that you think you deserve to be appreciated. And sometimes it's not about other people being not shit. I mean, it's true, some people don't be shit, but also it could be that what you're expressing and the source of it, you need to re-examine that and determine whether or not that's something worth expressing, you know. And a lot of that is like signified through the square that Mercury is having with Taurus, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not in Leo season yet, but you know, the moon is in, it's about the new moon. But this Leo energy, the thing about the moon we have to keep in mind, when we talk about Leo and Cancer energy, they're damn near the same energy. I mean, of course, there's different ways they go about their thing, but the sun and the moon, remember, the moon is a reflection of the sun. So when we talk about Cancer energy and Leo energy, like when we get to this time in the summertime, a lot of this shit it's like synonymous almost. Like you have to kind of keep in mind everything you do in this season has a direct reflection that is coming in the full effect of like reality, and something you're gonna have to deal with and confront in Leo season. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how Cancer bleeds into Leo. It's damn near the same energy. If you understand where I'm coming with that, you know, very different characteristics, but the same energy, the essence of it. So in the summertime, that's why in Cancer season we make the decision on what to care about, but in Leo we actually play that character out. You know what I'm saying? You said, Kiera, you said, I'm curious. I know you follow the moon phases, but outside of speaking about the energies, do you participate in new moon rituals? So yeah, like, so my thing with new moon rituals, absolutely. Like when it comes to new moon rituals, there's many different ways you can go about them. It's like, that's why I make videos about the moon phases, because it's all about the new moon ritual. You know what I'm saying? That's when you kick things off. That's when you set your intentions, right? And I like to use these conversations as giving people general ideas of what they need to be kind of paying attention to fulfill the space during each moon phase. Because the new moon ritual is where you get the empty cup. And my new moon ritual really lasts the whole moon cycle, because I look at it like, you know, if you got this empty cup during the new moon, right? You know, shout out to Joel, he said making videos is a ritual itself, right? You know, you got this empty cup during the new moon. Each moon phase we go through, it's your job as a spirit to utilize that day to produce thoughts, feelings that inspire action on whatever it is that you set your intention to be. So it's like, if you know, with the, like, you have a cup, right? If you was to have a cup and you trying to fill it up with a drink, in your mind, you know what drink you want in that cup. So what you would do is go find and get all the things that you want put in that cup. What a lot of people do is say they're not as aware of each moon phase. They end up fulfilling a cup with, if you were to use the analogy, juice and like other sodas and stuff like that, that aren't the flavor that they was trying to fulfill that cup with. So when we get to the full moon, where you have a full cup, there's not much more you can put in that cup. That's when you sit back and you drink what's in that cup. And then what happens from the waning period, from the full moon going into the next new moon, is you digesting everything that you put in that cup. So think about it. If you filled all of that cup up with bad energy, bad thoughts, bad feelings, your whole your digestion is like getting fucked up. And that'll be like your waning period, a lot of having to undo things that you did during the waxing period, having to get yourself out of situations, coming to realizations that, damn, I didn't really want to do that, or that's not really what I wanted, and you having to deal with the bad seeds you planted. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, that's really, I just, that's how I do my rituals. My rituals is the experience of the whole full moon phase. But you know, anything, you know, like just for the note of reference, like, you can make anything your ritual. You know what I'm saying? It just, the idea of a ritual though is, you know, look at everything you do with your actions, every decision you make as a ritual. So, you know, if you have certain intentions that you set, you know, practice putting the right feelings and thoughts towards you doing things that's getting you along that way towards your path. Like, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just kind of some insight on rituals. Shout out to Soul Rebel. He said Cancer is like internalizing and Leo would be externalized. Exactly. Expression. Exactly. And see, again, a strong Cancer season sets you up for a really strong Leo season, because you have the confidence and you have the feelings to support the masculine energy. Now you can express everything without feeling guilt, without feeling shame. And to see what happens is, if you don't have a strong Cancer season, a lot of times you go into Leo season expressing things in somewhat of a distasteful way, or a way that's coming from more insecurity and not truth. And what ends up manifesting is you playing out the dark side of the sun, which is you saying something or showing your ass in a way that you get embarrassed, and now all of a sudden you don't want to step out, you know what I'm saying? Or it'd be all in your mind. You'd be like anticipating, like, if I do that, I might get you know, I might get ridiculed, or I might be seen the wrong way. You feel me? Joel said, utilize the day to produce thoughts and feelings that get you right. Sunshine, he said, I have 6th house Cancer, and I feel like I'm balancing my time between passions and responsibilities. Real shit. Speaking of that, you know, that's kind of like a big theme right now. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, so we're all looking at our responsibilities like, oh, I'm tired of this shit, Grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit, like, where it's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. It's too damn bad. It's too damn bad. That's what Saturn's saying, basically. But you know, if we apply the proper energy to it, we can you know, we can rock with it. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to that. He said Cancer in my second. Shout out to Side Need. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that then in your second. He said, thank you for this. Love how you always say what I need to hear. I don't always do a ritual, but I always make sure to tune into the energy. Right. Because, like, honestly, a lot of traditional, like, astrologers that are trying to sell you a course or something like that, or they're trying to sell you some shit, sell you a reading, they'll tell you, like, you know, oh, you gotta, you know, you gotta do this big little ceremony and shit like that. But really, it be the mundane things that we do that have so much more of an impact. Like, it's cool to set out the candles and do all your shit, but like, fuck, man, like, it's all about those small moments in your day-to-day that really make up the truth of what you're trying to do. It's like, if you were to do one big ritual in the beginning of the new moon, you wouldn't, and in the rest of the new moon you spent it bullshitting. It's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And that's how they be talking about that shit. And he says, Sonny said, talk money, and money talk is really big deal for me, considering myself no, and Mercury there too. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. The Hanged Empress, shout out to you. He said, yes. Joel, he said, just repeating keywords I heard from your mouth. Yeah, I appreciate you. Real shit. He said, Sunshine, he said, using the energies as a bitch is the ritual. Right, exactly. Real shit. Just getting activated during the days with those money ops and seeing great impact. Real okay. Yeah, real talk. Exact, Sunshine. Okay, so yeah, so finishing up with Sunshine was talking about with the 6th house. Yeah, we feeling all of that with the Pisces, Saturn going retrograde. We're looking at all responsibilities like, yo, okay, fine, okay, this is what I gotta do. And we just kind of need to keep kind of pushing through that. But when you talk about this new moon being in your 6th house, this is new feelings regarding your responsibilities on a day-to-day basis and your routine. You know, cardinal energy, again, the beautiful thing about it is that you can change how you feel. So if you are feeling pressure with the balance and you're kind of leaning towards one side and the other, this is a good time to just, you know, look at the whole picture and make the responsible choice. Right now, we really got to just make the responsible choice. Saturn retrograde and Pisces can throw a lot of people off at the moment, because it's like it's almost like that believe I can fly energy, but you haven't tested your wings yet. Your wings aren't fully developed yet. We still working through a lot of the things that we are trying to be solidified on. And we've made so much progress up until this point. So we really got to be focused. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then now let's talk about the 2nd house with Cancer in the 2nd house. That, yeah, new feelings all around finances and things like that, and things that you value. You know, it could be money, but it's really things that you value, because you might not even value money as an individual. But again, sometimes we go through certain phases in our life where money is more important, or other things are more important. You know what I'm saying? And just be what it is. You know what I'm saying? He said getting activated during the days with those money ops. What'd you say before that? He said money talk is a real big deal for me. Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, you know, again, cardinal water. So new moon, fresh energy that you can utilize to start to practice developing better feelings about money, better feelings about the things that you value, getting more comfortable with whatever responsibilities you have to pursue, you know, whatever it is that you have to commit to. Like, that's the thing with the moon too, and Cancer energy. It's like, think about accepting on an emotional level what you're choosing to commit to. You know, there's a physical commitment where you can make a decision and a choice like, yeah, I'm finna do this. But then while you're doing that thing, still have the emotional capacity to accept the reality that, hey, I'm gonna be at this responsibility for a little bit longer. Gotta do this, gotta work this out. And again, like, just have the courage to still participate with it. Jackie knew the truth. You said I gotta hurry up and fix my website at some point. Yeah. What? Yeah. I would get. Where's your Cancer at? I forgot what your rising is. I think you said Pisces rising, right? If I'm not mistaken, Jackie. But yeah. We got to get all our practical things in alignment, you know. And the thing about Cancer energy, we have to make sure we don't let up on it. Don't let our mood affect our ability to be productive, basically. Like, that's a big thing too. Like, we cannot let our mood keep us in the same loop. You know what I'm saying? Your mood is a result of everything that you kind of been falling short on, and some of the things that you was able to succeed with. But that's how they say, like, don't be complacent with some things. You know what I'm saying? You have to sometimes remind yourself, like, you know, let's get a little bit uncomfortable and let's deal with the uncomfortability, and let's not shy away from it. You said Mercury and Mars. Yeah, I was talking about the house you had Cancer in. Yeah, what house you got Cancer in? Because I'm trying to see, you know, you said get your website together. And I'm just kind of, you said 4th. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right where it want to be, in 3rd. Okay, so yeah, your surroundings in your home and feeling, hey, like your website is kind of like it's kind of like, it can be that, you know what I'm saying, your familiarity as far as your craft and building a home for it, you know what I'm saying, getting things working for you and stuff like that, so that people have a place that they can start to receive your energy and speak your language and get familiar with your character. It's kind of like designing your own stage with your own section of the internet. Because a lot of this new moon, I see it as preparation for Leo season in a lot of ways. Because, you know, Mercury's in Leo, soon Venus is going to be in Leo. So, you know, when we talk about even what we are going to start to have to value, it is going to be our own voice. Right now with Venus still in Cancer, we have to, that's another reason why it's like, don't let your mood keep you from you know, making those positive, you know, better changes in your life as far as things to value and things to care about on that end. You know, don't care about the wrong value. Some people are caring too much about trying to feel comfortable when they still haven't achieved the things that they're trying to achieve. And it's like, it's not about trying to chase this level of success. It's about understanding. It's like positioning. And if you're on the way to, if you're on the pursuit of something and you're trying to develop something, as far as like you're trying to develop a better living situation or a better thing going on with your job or a better thing going on with anything you got going on, a better relationship, if you're in that process, it's like, just because you get something that starts to feel good and feel like a success doesn't mean it's time to let up. You know what I'm saying? And just because things are difficult doesn't mean, it's like you have to get comfortable with the new wave. You got to get comfortable with the new way of moving your body, and it might wear you out at times. Like right now, you could be thinking that you burnt out, and again, don't just think that mood is going to now restrict. It's like some people will be in a mood today and use that mood to predict what's going to happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Like, oh, I'm upset now, so you know, that'll start to develop into long, you know, people making these ideas like strong self-doubt towards certain goals and things like that, and it'll turn into a pattern because it starts to feel good to be able to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So whatever mood we usually feel is what we use to judge tomorrow with, and that could be against your favor at times, because you can start to, and even in good moods, we still make mistakes in that way because you won't feel like that tomorrow. That's why we still have to have this equilibrium with certain emotions and allowing certain ones to be let go of. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like even what Scorpio teaches, you know what I'm saying? That's what Cancer and Scorpio might even need to have a conversation about. It's like letting go of certain feelings. But that's the cool thing about Cancer. Cancer is that's how the ocean move, you know what I'm saying? That's how the moon itself move. 2 signs every, you know, a day and a half. So it's like, or a sign every 2 days, you know, type shit. So it's like we have to kind of be flowing and changing, but we can still direct that flow. We could direct that flow to getting more comfortable with something. We can change how we feel about something that's uncomfortable. It's going to take time and it's going to take effort, but we can still change it. And when it's time to let go of maybe an excitement, or it's time to let go of a disappointment, we have to do that fluidly. And we have to keep in mind what our initial intention is, to feel comfortable with this new aspect of our life, to be comfortable with, you know, this journey we on, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like we're not quite there yet. That's the thing with the cardinal energies. We're not quite there yet, and we still have to ride that wave so that we can develop a nice plot of land that's stable for Leo to basically stand on. And then once we get to Leo season, this is where things shift, you know, and we're kind of preparing for that. But you know, right now with the new moon going on, like that's really what it's all about, you know, still on this pursuit, still on this journey. But how do we now, and keep in mind too, a lot of things, I even see Venus being trying Saturn in Pisces, right, in retrograde, a lot of things that were, again, we have to be like hyper aware of just attachment to things that please us, but we use as a vessel to escape. You know what I'm saying? You said Mooney and I separated tarot and astrology like masculine and feminine. Astrology structured map the yang, and tarot comes from the yin yin realm. Reading through feeling rather than thought. I highly agree. Shout out to Veronica and Mooney Mercury. Check out his new music video for What's Up. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit hard. But yeah, that's some real shit. Cause that makes so much sense, because astrology is all about that precision and you're calculating. Tarot is all intuitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you looking at the signs and symbols, but you're interpreting them. I really fuck with tarot though. You know what I'm saying? Like those like you who really know how to do it, you know. And even when I got some cards and free be doing tarot too, so you know, might have to bust those out. But yeah, so even right now with Venus trine Saturn, is so important right now. And that reminds me, y'all go check out the Hanged Empress channel, because she does some real powerful tarot. But speaking on yeah, Venus trine and Saturn retrograde, we have to be hyper aware of the crutches that we use to escape some of the pressures and responsibilities that we have to attend to. And that really be the main reason why you're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to go through those changes. And again, it's almost like, think about Venus in Cancer being that it's like you can kind of go through that little withdrawal period where Venus will try to convince you that the better thing to do is to stay comfortable. So keep doing that thing that allows you to escape, and maybe even play around with, you know, it'll have you play around with the problem instead of solve it. So don't play around issues you know you have with certain things that you're still addicted to, certain things that you're entertaining that you know ain't quite getting you where you're supposed to be at. That Saturn in retrograde, that's a sobering aspect. So use it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? It's helping you clean up and restructure a lot of things that you are familiar with and comfortable with emotionally. Now, dealing with Pisces, again, you're talking about the you know, they call the 12th house the self-undoing. And what it really is just the subconscious space. You know, like I think I was saying in the last live, and I speak a little bit about it on this new decision-making video I got coming out. It's like, if you're, think about it like this, your conscious awareness and your subconscious awareness. If these things is not aligned, you always gonna walk in circles, or walk in ways that kind of like throw off your balance, and kind of knock you to one side or the other. So you really have to understand, like, when you're making these moves and making these decisions, your conscious awareness of things is like the shadow work that we talk about, is so that your subconscious can have more clarity to it, so that you can align these things better. You know what I'm saying? When you're aligned, any decision you make can be made to be perfect for you, versus a person who subconsciously still has patterns and things that throw them in different directions. Every step you take, it's almost like a back and forth you got to do with where you going and where you came from, or what you thought was the right move, your original intent, and what you actually chose to do. So it's like your trajectory a lot of times be flawed based upon how clear or in alignment your conscious awareness is and your subconscious awareness. You said, that's funny, I blocked like 5 dudes this morning, and I haven't smoked weed in a couple of days, trying to avoid escapism, and on and on. Trains is coming in hot. Yeah, real talk, man, real talk. And you know it too. You know, we all, and that's the kind of bitter truth of Saturn. We know better. Saturn is so deep in Pisces, we know better now. So anything you choosing to do that go against what you know better, you might not see the effect today, but you will see the effect when, again, and even when we talk about karma, like, karma don't hit you on some shit where, oh, I did something wrong, I got to be afraid of something hitting me. Karma happened just in, like I said, the nature of consequences. The time you spent and chose to spend in that area, the consequences, everything you sacrificed that you could have been doing in that space that would have got you to a different place. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can dwell on it if you want, but it really don't matter either way. You just have to make better decisions in general. And, you know, right now, you excluding things that look like escapism are going to be more, you know, a benefit to you, because you're showing Saturn basically on the front end that you're willing to sacrifice something for to get to point B. And again, that's a representation of you lightening your load. Therefore, you know, anything that's lighter moves faster. So again, you on your way. Shout out to you. He said, the other day I defined to a friend synchronicities as the poetic logic of life. I like that definition. I like that too. That's real shit. He said, follow the moon. Great advice. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. Gotta be careful who we listen to. And even that, go experience life, you know what I'm saying, too. Like, I'm just, you know, I try to keep it broad and open, you know what I'm saying? We all going through different things. You know, some people might be in situations, but that's really what we all need to do though, as far as like escapism. We got to get real, because see, this is the number one energy that'll get used against a average person, because an average individual might not be thinking that deeply about what's going on in their subconscious world and things that they're still attached to, that they're lying themselves about, that they're trying to get out of, right? And I was laughing because I need you say I haven't smoked weed. I was like, well, I'm finna light up. But shout out to you. But you know, when it but the average person will be out here doing certain things, you know, just cause, you know, they're just feeling the energies and the influences, but they're not catching what's actually going on. And the energy like Venus trine Saturn, you know, the truth of it, the more comfortable thing to do is going to be to just kind of succumb to whatever is taking you in that temptation. You know what I'm saying? The more comfortable thing to do based upon that person's energy, they may lean on one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, you know what I'm saying? You might lean into this and you might lean into that based upon how they feel. And they're not just aware of, oh, I'm going through a certain transit in which I can tap into a certain energy to get something out of my system. You said weed for me was escapism. I stopped for a year. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cause stopped a year ago. Shout out to you. Nah, for real though. Like and I see that a lot with people. Like a lot of people are just putting down all substances, and shout out to them. Like, I think that's, you know, especially if you have an experience with it that you can determine and decipher, like, yo, I don't need this. All power to you, because that's always a more, you know, you're always going to be in a, you're putting yourself in a better position based upon what your position. You know, you understand who you are, you understand what you're dealing with, and you're doing something that's taking control over that. He said, no judgment to anyone doing their thing. Yeah, that was my story. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Yeah, we all have to do that though, because there's so many things that people be addicted to, and not just like, you know, substances, to be like food and stuff, you know. And you might, again, everything is kind of a question of, where do I need more discipline? Where do I need to be more disciplined with my escapism? You know, where do I need to you know, yeah. And sometimes it's cool to just switch things up, you know. Really just looking at how you spend your time and understanding that time, you know. I said this in the video that I'm finna drop. When it comes to, you said, but fucking, he said, for your buffalo wings got a hold on me. Real talk, man. I had to stop. I kept hitting the fried fish spot. I'm trying to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. But keep getting that fried fish, man. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's cool to switch it up too. You know, switching up the pattern, switching up the schedule, switching up, really not even pattern or schedule, more so switching up the system in which we go about things. He said, we keeping them wings, yeah? I feel you. But yeah, switching up the systems we go about doing things. Because that's really what Saturn is all about too. Now, talking about this new moon. So some of the aspects of the new moon is what we're going to have to face with getting more comfortable with certain things, is Aries energy. We got Chiron there, and we got the North Node. And those are energies that's all about, again, knowing better. You know what I'm saying? You got to know better now. You got to, based upon, you have to have that intuition, really. You know, as you're, you know, anything you're feeling. Like, here's how it goes, right? With Cancer, a lot of times, like, when we think about intuition, we're thinking about what we feel is right and what we feel, you know, it's like a sense, but it's not necessarily coming from like a, You got to be careful with intuition, because you could just be convincing or justifying something within yourself. So how do we know what's real intuition and what's not? And, you know, it truly is something that you have to be just sensitive to. And you know what's right for you, and you know what's not right for you. Even the things that are right for you that you don't want to do, you know is right for you. And that's where we get kind of choked up, because we might feel like saying fuck it that day. I want to just do what I want to do, and I know it's right to do this thing that feels uncomfortable, but I still want to just say fuck it and do what I want to do. So, you know, intuition be that real quiet voice within that kind of just be, you know what's right to do. Now, what ends up happening, so when we're going through this uncomfortable phase, it's like you have to choose to do that right thing, you know. And the thing is squaring with Chiron is you being able to see all your mistakes, right? We've been dealing with Chiron and Aries for a while now. So when it comes to your personal life, your one-on-one, you really have to know yourself at this point. Like, be honest with yourself for once. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And if you can't have that honesty, that raw honesty, and decide to lean into that new feeling that's pulling you, it's like that intuition telling you, like, yo, you know, you got to do this. It don't matter how you do it, but you know you got to do this. You got to change that, and that has to change. It's not going to give you the answers. A lot of times people wait for intuition to give them answers. Intuition is not that. That's what your job is as a spirit, to add on to intuition and give it a direction, because intuition is very much a feminine type energy. So it's like you have to, you know, anything that's feminine, we receive it. So that's kind of why even right now with the moon in Gemini, we have to get to some form of meditation to get some mental clarity, so that we can be clear enough to receive those kind of small, subtle nudges. And again, pay very attention to what's making you uncomfortable, because within the uncomfortability, if you lean into what's making you uncomfortable and you really sit and digest it, like dive into that feeling, a lot of times it has information in there that reveals to you kind of why you're uncomfortable. It's like the reason why you're uncomfortable is 9 times out of 10 because you don't feel prepared for what you know is coming. And what you know is coming is the things that you've set intentions towards and things you put in motion as far as your actions. If you don't feel prepared for it, it's because, again, you made it, you know, in your heart, you made decisions that isn't setting you up for success in that area. It's like you say you want to be this, you say you want, it could be anything. You trying to get a new job. You said you want that. You felt it. You was like, all right, cool. You start to build anxiety when you know that with your actions, you didn't do nothing to make it look like that was possible in reality. So again, that's like half stepping. You're doing stuff on an internal, feeling, visualizing, connecting to an idea, dream internally, but in the reality of things, you're half stepping. You took a step internally, but you didn't take no step physically. You didn't go apply to a certain amount of jobs. And I'm not just saying apply to one. I'm saying put your real intentions towards it. Get up in the morning, set it, like, be on some masculine type shit where you really put force and effort into and willpower into taking that other step. See, when you move like that, that's how you really develop faith, because it's not just intuition at that point. You got real steps and feet on, you know what I'm saying, feet on pavement. Like, nah, I was really moving. And that develops confidence. That's how you really get that spiritual confidence, where you know in your spirit, like, no, I'm destined for success. I can't ever like I can't fail. You know, that's, and we don't understand that. That's when God really talking to you. That's when God in your ear type shit. You know what I'm saying? You said Aries type shit, real talk. Like, that's when you really doing something. Like, that's really, and think about where the sun is exalted in. It's Aries. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really have that pride and you can move in that way to be seen. And that's kind of the energy we dealing with. But they go way deeper than zodiac. That's like spiritual. You know what I'm saying? That's when God is working through you, because as God works through you is that undeniable conviction. You know what I'm saying? When you allow God to move through you. But people be scared. They love to feel and connect, visualize, but they don't like taking a step and maybe, you know, and again, when they take a step, they like, is it the wrong step? Did I step too hard? Did I step too light? Did I step too much to the left? And fulfill their head with all kinds of other shit. He said, facts. Sonny said, facts, I'm a performer, so maybe not smoking might help me not sound like shit, even though it wasn't that bad. The intuition saying, stop the bullshit, sis. Let the people hear you for real. We love the sermon. Yeah, real, yeah. And see that right there, you know, like really sit with that. You know what I'm saying? When you be known, all of us got to develop that kind of self-confidence. Like when you tell yourself, you know when God talking to you, you know what I'm saying? You know when God's talking to you for real. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And when you get messages like that, you have to keep those for yourself. And you gotta, like, it'd be good to write them types of things down. And that's really what a new moon ritual is all about. Like if you're gonna write something down, write something like that down, where you like, yeah, this is for this, and I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm choosing to do. And see, but the follow-up thing, and this be like the such a important factor, is we have to follow through for ourselves. Because when we slip up, we can give ourselves grace all we want, but the more we slip up, the less we able to trust ourselves. And that's when our faith diminishes. That's when our faith is challenged, because then you look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, damn, you know, I knew what the answer was, but did I love myself enough to commit to it and actually make it real? And that be the challenge. Because again, when we in the motion and we in the feeling and we in the vibe, it's great. Like it'd be all, you know, it'd be flowing. It'd be like, yeah, this is what I'm finna do. I'm finna not smoke. Then it'd be like a couple days later. And again, we get hit with different energies. We fall short sometimes. So again, we can give ourselves grace. But I like, and this is I'm talking to myself too. I'm like, I really want to make it a point, especially this new moon moving forward in life, to follow through on those types of things more often, as consistently as possible, so that I can be the best I could be. Because that be the thing. It's like we all trying to, you know what I'm saying, we all elevating in that manner, you know what I'm saying, we all developing stronger, you know, that's like spiritual working out, your spirit working out, being a stronger spirit to be able to actually do more, you know what I'm saying, and you get granted more because you able to handle more, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, that's the thing, and that's coming from like a lot of that new moon and Cancer square Aries and Chiron. We have to do better, you know what I'm saying. We have to do better and do that. You said, I feel like alcohol will block your crown chakra. You know, alcohol, the thing about alcohol, see, all substances really, it's not, I wouldn't give such some, it could. The thing about alcohol, it taps you into your I always seen alcohol as it kind of brings you to your moon, you know what I'm saying. So your moon is it kind of sits in your gut, and it kind of activates your moon, which also kind of activates your Leo, which is why, like, when you get drunk, they say you tell the truth, or when you drunk, oh, that's how you really feel when you're drunk. And you know, if you got a lot of trauma and stuff like that, either you drink to feel more like yourself and more like loose and able to tap into that, or you drink to, and the other side of that is people drink and they tap into like untapped emotions. So that might look like the people who drink and want to fight everybody. They don't know why, but it's like who they truly are. Like they really want to fight. They, you know what I'm saying, really have things to fight and want to do things and you know, and maybe not hurt people, but they might have felt hurt, and there's unconscious like issues that they don't kind of see, that they, you know what I'm saying. Like alcohol can be used therapeutically if you're responsible with it. Like it can tap you into kind of just, you know, really rooted emotions. But you know, people who drink to black out and shit like that, of course you're not in a state to actually address these things. You know, it's dangerous, you know what I'm saying, because alcohol itself is poison. It's one of the rougher, you know, all substances really, you know, you always killing yourself in some way, but alcohol is rough, you know what I'm saying, if you're abusing it, you know what I'm saying, if you're abusing it and all that. He said alcohol conduits if you're not carried. Yeah, how they call alcohol spirits. Like, you know, sometimes you'll catch it puts you so much in that emotional watery state. It's like, yeah, that's how the spirits why they call them spirits, because you'll be so vulnerable or open emotionally And you know what I'm saying? Again, we know emotions attract, you know, that feminine energy attracts. He said the real crown chakra is the feet. Real talk. He said it can affect rhythm for sure. Yep. He said the substance is never really the problem. It's okay to enjoy yourself. The problem is in us, the way we choose to utilize it. Exactly. He said as perception becomes blurry, movements can become difficult. Right. You're what they call it depth perception. And that's all like outside of you. But like internally, it's like if you use alcohol and you understand what you're doing, it's like it, you know, think of it as kind of hitting your moon energy. And again, not just looking at your moon sign and assuming, oh, when I drink, I'm gonna be this. It's like it taps you into that. So say you're an individual who got a lot of things going on emotionally that you haven't quite dealt with. That could stir up some things. AKA make you volatile, make you want to overdo it, overindulge, or it could do the opposite. It can just kind of show you certain things that you wasn't kind of addressing. It's like it's a toss up. That's why as an individual, you have to know your body, you have to know yourself and how you interact with certain substances too. He said astrology can be a substance, a crutch, an excuse. It's the misuse by a lost human. Yep, exactly. Thus affecting the crown. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, you know, because I can see it like a substance affecting a chakra, but at the end of the day, it's like you still have access to the chakra, but it's like you can, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say block, you know, because if a chakra is blocked, that was something that developed way before, but you know, that's something beyond a substance you take, but it can, you know, blur the lines in a sense. Jackie New said, when I'm drunk, you can't tell me I ain't on point, right? Exactly. Some people drink and be Poindexter. They on it, like, you know what I'm saying? And then some people drink and you like, hey, you don't need to drink no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, I done dealt with people who's like, you need to put the bottle down. You know, he said, don't we want to affect the crown? Just asking. Yeah, when it comes to chakras are cool. Chakras be, thing is, chakras are tools too. You know, you use a chakra just like you would use your mouth, you know, to communicate, or you use this to that. So they're like tools and things like that. I see them as tools in operation. So, you know, when something is blocked, it's not so much blocked, you just haven't used it as much. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to unblock it, it's really not, you know, you can convince yourself it's blocked and you don't have access to it, but it's really just a matter of going to that space and doing things in that chakra to get it spinning again, because they're like wheels. So as you continue that spin, you build up momentum, you know, like your throat chakra. If you choose to not speak up for hella years in your life and not to speak about what you want and not to, you know, communicate, you're going to be rusty. You're not going to know what to say. You're going to feel uncomfortable, not confident. And you're going to, you know, but once you do it, it's like, damn, okay. You start to develop it. He said like meditation. No, it's like I would say active practice. Meditation is for clarity. So when you meditate, you're clearing space. You're clearing clutter. But chakra magic or chakra therapy, we'll call it, right? Chakra therapy, I would suggest practicing what that chakra is. So like if it's crown chakra, practicing things like abstinence. Actually, you know what, to a degree that could work, you know, practicing abstaining from physical things. So even fasting to a degree, you know what I'm saying? If you could really do a fast and like, I mean like nothing, like really like no, you know, water fast would be cool, but understand that that's still a substance, but it's a clear substance, you know what I'm saying? But you do different kinds of fasting, like fruit fast or water fast, and these things can help you help with your crown chakra, you know, say get that chakra spinning, because it's you operating without the, you know, physical body. But even like certain things you choose to learn, you know, meditation to a degree can help too, because the meditation is kind of a separation from physical things to a degree, you know what I'm saying? He said, I've done two 90-hour fasts this year. Yeah, so your crown chakra is spinning, you know. Yeah. He said, my thing is weed and tobacco. I barely drink no more, yet can enjoy some in good company. Yeah, real shit. Real shit. It's all about what they call it, moderation. Yeah. He said, what was crazy by day 4, I wasn't even hungry. Yeah, because you don't really, man, like, I honestly, like, because I looked into it too, and it's like, fasting is so good because it kind of help you burn off stored fat. You know what I'm saying? You be having energy stored, but we, as you know, in society, so conditioned to just continuously consume, our organs get lazy. You know what I'm saying? So fasting is really good for exercising your organs and stuff like that. Get these things working the way they're supposed to work and prevent buildup. Like I was saying in the other live, like it's all about flow. And when we get buildup because certain things don't, you know, aren't moving and stuff like that, then that's when health problems arise. But even like, you know, curing certain things like cancer and stuff, complete fasts, because everything, especially now, everything we eat and stuff, there's so many, not to freak people out, but y'all know it's so much bad shit in it. It's like no avoiding it. There's nothing you can really eat except for maybe some fruit, and even that got certain pesticides in it. It's like you just gotta accept the fact that when you eat, it's bullshit. It just is. Even if it's really good, even if it's really healthy, you think it's vegan, you think it's organic, it still got some shit in it. Because we live in that's the world we in. It's got some shit in it. But your body is meant to help you break that shit down. And so, you know, it's not something to worry about. Like, I don't stress about it and shit. You know, again, you can eat whatever you want, but it's just, you know, you eating shit. So you got to just keep in mind, like, okay, yeah, I'm eating some bullshit. I need to chill out, not eat too much, you know what I'm saying? Eat, and then you can kind of feel your own body and decide what's necessary. It's like, you know, every time you eat that damn burger, your chest be tight. Like, chill out on the burger. Maybe eat half of that shit, or don't, you know, if you can. But he said absolutely, because you can't even find watermelon with seeds in it. Right? Yeah, crazy shit. Yeah, like, you know, again, people be, oh, just go on a vegan diet or do this. No, it's all bullshit. But some bullshit is a little less bullshitty than the other bullshit. It's like, at least your bullshit had greens in it. You know, at least your bullshit had, you know, some high water content. You know, shout out to Mooney Mercury baby, Mooney Tarantino and his motherfucker. Real shit. Yeah. You know, but I look at that, I look at food as the same thing with, you know, everything in life. It's like, you can tell yourself you don't want to enjoy things of life, but you know, you here for a reason. Your body is designed to withstand all these different toxins we put in our body. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can lessen that. And again, more knowledge, more power. You can, you know, adjust that. He said, love Mooney's music. Yeah, man, that boy a legend. And hey, Mooney, I actually got the verse done, man. I actually didn't take 3 months, you know, so far. So I'm gonna make sure I get that feature in real fast. He said it's important to respect our cravings. Just do it consciously. Right, exactly. If you want fries, bruh, go get some fries, nigga. Like, it's not that deep. Like, you ain't gotta punish yourself for wanting fries. Or what McDonald's, even if you eat McDonald's. Like, but just keep in mind, like, hey, I probably shouldn't eat that shit every day. That's it. And maybe I should do something else in between to keep me clean. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. You gotta just know your body. And also acknowledge when, you know, but that's a different conversation. I was gonna say, some people are predisposed to certain body types. And so you have to accept that too. Accept who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you might desire to be skinny, but yo, tap in with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know, understand, like, you know what I'm saying? For anybody who might be dealing with that, I don't know why that came through, but it's just like, if you know what I'm saying? Your body, you chose that body. So if you predisposed to maybe being bigger or being smaller, there might need to be something you accept yourself. Like, you have to accept yourself. See, I ain't gonna lie, society, and something that's like kind of an underlying psyop that I don't see a lot of people talking about, is how many people are obsessed with surgery and body morphing and changing their body and shit like that. And it's like, damn, like, that's kind of like, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? I feel if you got certain things you want to change about yourself, I get it, we all do, but like, some things we have to honor and accept. Like, you know, it might not be for you to look like that, but somebody told you that's what you wanted to look like. And, you know, it just, I see it with younger generations where people coming out of high school getting plastic surgery. It's crazy. He said, hey, let's go. High octave Pisces activated. Say no more. Uno sent his verse. Man, shout out to Uno. Uno sends music, his features back so fast, bruh. I don't know if he just got a stash of writtens. I know he be making music every single day, man. He is like, I don't know, man. He dope, man. He fire. He sent me shit back like a couple hours later. Like, I know he sent that shit back super fast. So I was like, yeah, I can't sit and wait. I gotta get up and do it. But I'm in that mode, man. I finished that tape, finally got it out, and now I'm hungry, bro. I'm hungry on that level, creatively. Like I'm ready. I'm in that mode. It's so cool. Like I tweeted that. I was like, it's so fucking feels so good when you just drop something, when you release something, because you can start the next shit now. But yeah, you said McDonald's, my body can't take it properly, right? And again, you got to be responsible. Like, you know, you can't, that don't hit your body, right? You said, right, you might got Jupiter in your ascendant or something. Right, exactly. I got Jupiter in my ascendant. That's funny. Well, not on my ascendant. It's in my first house, but not on my ascendant. That's real shit. Yeah, you might just got Jupiter in the first house. You meant to be big. You got people who meant to be big trying to suck all the, you know what I'm saying, readjust their body and shit like that. And it's like, y'all don't realize a lot of times that is just a form of escapism too. You know, all these things is escapism, like celebrity culture and people getting so invested in celebrity lives and stuff. All of that shit. Like, hopefully this retrograde make people kind of see the pointlessness and all that. But it's just you escaping your own life. And again, we came from the age of Pisces. So a lot of stuff we see that's just distasteful now is like, it's dying for real. Like certain just behaviors that come from the age of Pisces, like all of that stuff, we see it. It's like, this shit is toxic. This shit is pointless. This shit is stupid. You know? He said, I don't eat it no more. There are better food options. Yep. Right. So, yeah. Moving forward though, like, so the moon is also going to be squaring the north node. So, you know, again, spiritual path talk. So that's like starting to get super comfortable with the learning how to get comfortable with the unknown, getting comfortable with your spiritual path. And remember, the spiritual path is all about energies of feeling uncomfortable, energies you haven't been yet. So we have to get comfortable with kind of this new shift. And so really you really playing with some powerful energy if you're choosing to really separate, restrict yourself from something that was so firmly a part of your system and routine. Like if you can remove a bad habit that has been with you for years and years and years, you're really grappling with some strong energy. And if you're able to push through and commit to that change, man, Saturn might fuck with you. And again, it might not happen tomorrow, but come November, December, where it matter, and it's winter time and ain't no more fruits growing, you gonna have like a whole back cut garden that was like perfectly shielded, and you had forgot about it. And there's gonna be all kinds of fresh food and all that stuff. You're gonna have all that kind of hidden away, tucked away on some real cool shit. You said, oh God, Saturn gonna fuck with you. Oh God, for real. I'm telling you, you're going to have all kinds of gifts and attributes that you forgot about. You're going to be like, oh, shit, y'all, hey, everybody can eat. You know what I'm saying? You said, I had a vision, Saturn floating on the lake by the moonlight. Yup. Saturn. And see, the thing is, Saturn really cool. You just got to, you know, it's like you got to respect yourself. That's what Saturn wants. Saturn don't even really care if you respect it. It wants you to respect yourself enough to take you seriously enough to do what you need to do. Like you knew that was a responsibility. You knew you had to uphold that. You can lie to me all you want, but like it's kind of like if you was really dealing with a Saturn person. If you telling lies to a Saturn person, like I tell you, man, it ain't about me. But again, it's like if you ever been in a situation, let's say you a music producer and you got a homie. Your homie always there and like, man, I want to make music so bad, bro. Like, just give me a chance in the studio. And you looking at them and you like, you know what? Like, all right, you know what? I got an open session. And then they, you know what I'm saying? So you tell them you got an open session. They're like, all right, cool, I'll be there, bet. So the open session comes and they come in and it's like they not prepared. They taking too long. They late for the appointment. They showing attributes as if they don't really want it. And, you know, after the session, it was decent, but you can tell in their mind, like, again, like a week go by, you add, like, they don't even ask you if you got the songs ready that they did. They on some other stuff. They trying to do something completely different. Week pass. They still ain't ask about the studio session. They ain't even try to come back in again. You ain't see them writing. You ain't see them working on their craft. What you gonna think? You be like, man, this motherfucker don't even want it. And so you might not even bring it up again. Like a Saturn energy, Aquarius, a Capricorn, they won't even bring it up again. And you'll be like, you be sitting there, you be like, wait, like, they never got back to me about this, or they never got back to me. You might bring it up again because you feel like doing it again. And it's like you would look at that individual and be like, look, you're not serious. If you serious, then we can entertain that. But like if a Saturn energy see you not serious, they're not even they gonna say, okay, yeah, you gonna talk in their face like, yeah, let me get in the studio again. They'll be like, yeah. And they'll never hit you back for when another opening happens, because they know, hey, you ain't even serious. You know how many strings I had to pull? That's how they look. They the boss. They like, you know how many strings I had to pull to get you in the studio the first time, and you ain't do nothing with it. I don't think you serious. And they not gonna expose you. They not gonna call you out. They not gonna embarrass you. They just gonna keep you on the string. That's what an Aquarius would do. Just ghost you every time you ask about that shit. Like, you a cool friend to kick it with, but second you start asking again for that thing, oh, let me get in the studio again. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Click. That's how Aquarius do it. Capricorn, they might embarrass you. They might be like, man, stop bullshitting. Aquarius funny though. Aquarius would be like, yeah, man, yeah. Click. He said Saturn wants you to follow the rules. Saturn wants you to just respect yourself enough to, to do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Saturn has an alcohol problem. He said, blame it on Neptune. He says, right. Stressing him out. He said, now that Neptune is retrograde, my dreams have been really weird, alien government type shit. Yeah, just some spooky stuff. He said, me and my son was just talking about this, and he happens to walk in as you talk about it. Shout out to him. Shout out to the sun. My sunshine, he bright as fuck. Real shit. But yeah, that's how it be. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how serious you are. And that's the test. That's like an underlying test. How serious are you about this change in your life? How serious are you about this shift? Because the shift is like, I don't want to say, oh, the shift is coming, but you have to understand that we got a bunch of major planets. And I'm glad you brought that up, follow the moon. You said Neptune retrograde. Because, you know, we got a lot of planets that are just about to hit the other next sign, like Neptune and even Saturn, but are going retrograde now. So it's like, it's really about, you know, this period from now to the winter time, which is rightfully so. This the summer and then the fall. Summertime is where you got to go max out with those seeds you planted. Fall is where you got to deal with the reality of where you fell short, and you have to basically break even. You have to work it out. You know what I'm saying? Pluto at what degree? About to go into Capricorn, right? Trying to get deeper into Aquarius, but yeah, going right into Capricorn. So you have to understand, like, and in Uranus even, I think Uranus is, it's not like on, I don't think it's on the very edge, but I know it's close in Taurus. Finna go into Gemini, but I think it goes through a retrograde too. One more retrograde or something, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, that's where like a lot of this shift is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make. He said it's on our goal at 25 degrees. Damn. Yeah. I forgot what constellation is that? What shape is that? What being is that? You know, what is it? Not like it'd be like the neck of the snake or something like that. What degree is that? I will look it up, but this phone don't got this other phone don't got service. Capricorn is the gate. Yeah, they was talking about Sirius too. He said the demon star. And again, Uranus is some rebelling and opposing. So again, within all of us, again, these demons, like, and demons be the things that keep you in them cycles. You know what I'm saying? It's like rebel and oppose and develop some kind of innovative thought, an idea that can get you out of that can revolutionize and change. Because that's really what it's about, man. Change. You know what I'm saying? It's about change. And we're going through the changes now. But see, this be the part of the change that people skip over. This be the part of the change, like the actual deep subconscious decision making that goes between, I'm not going to do this because I care more about this than that. You know what I'm saying? I care more about myself than what I'm addicted to, what I'm being, you know what I'm saying, basically doped up on. You said Mars conjunct Uranus on the 15th and 16th will conjunct Algol. Yep. And see, Mars again, Mars going steady, fighting through this energy. All of our passions at the moment are trying to develop themselves. You know what I'm saying? We're even learning what's worth fighting for in a lot of ways with Mars and Taurus. So Mars getting closer and closer to Uranus is like, it's that energy where you have the power to actually overcome these things, which is why again, a lot of us are coming into the awareness of what it is that we want to change anyway. But again, it's coded in the new moon being us trying to develop this new feeling. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, he said, I wonder how if it'll manifest in the world. Now, that's another thing too, because and I need to make a dedicated live to that, even including some of the election shit, because yeah, and Joelle's right too. It do be narratives, and I know she might be talking about something. It's funny how you be interacting in the chat, because you be relating to things that be going on as they going on. But yeah, that's how they use a lot of these energies too, narratives. So we already know that one of the narratives is the Civil War. You know, they want to prepare our minds for war, for chaos, basically, because we're looking at both presidents, and again, hopefully people can see like who like y'all finna choose again. Like I'm astonished. I'm astonished that people still voting, man. I'm like, this is crazy. It's more entertaining for me to see people who plan to vote and what they do, because they be sweating bullets. They be sweating bullets. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is stressed about the wrong things. Like, y'all could just, it's like, man, I don't know. The world is lost. And that is just, it is what it is. And that's why it's like, man, on a personal level, I'm like, I got to get my shit together so that I don't know. The world is lost. It's crazy. Because it's like they be sweating bullets. You say it's how people who believe in religion would never read the Bible. They couldn't be watching no debate. Exactly. It's like, what? It's like you and it's like, even I'm like, y'all can't be watching the same thing I'm watching and decide that that's what you're gonna do. Like, you gonna vote and you watching what I'm watching? Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't trust y'all judgment. And again, right now, there's a lot of fools in the world right now, because Jupiter is in Gemini. So a lot of that religious talk, a lot of that other stuff, I mean, it's literally like some background noise, background TV noise. Again, and that's, again, that really represents old outdated shit, because that's like Age of Pisces stuff, being rooted in religion. And old forms of government really are religious. Like, they treat the Democrat and Republican dichotomy like religions. You know, if you a Democrat, you in that religion. You believe this. These is what you trust. This is what you have faith in. So you think voting for a Republican is against your faith. That would be the equivalent of a Christian praising Muhammad or something like that. Like, how dare you? Blasphemy. So they really sweating bullets. Like, they can't even decide. They can't, like, that kind of shows you, like, the shadow government probably set this up and was like, these motherfuckers can't even vote on character. It has to be some kind of like, they probably looking at humans like, what the fuck? Like, y'all turned everything into the, like, but again, then again, they made a lot of this system and how it works. To be honest, I don't even care how they looking at the common person. I group them all together. It's like y'all birds of a feather flocking together. Y'all speak the same language, because y'all set this shit up to be stupid. That's why the people that follow y'all stupid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all set this shit up to be retarded. Y'all set this shit up to be dumb. And like, they realized that shit in 2019 when they had that stupid ass debate or that Hillary shit. What was that? Like 21, 22? I don't know. They realized that shit. It was like, man, this shit is dumb. That shit was straight entertainment. That it's like, you can tell the structure of what they built is so faulty because of how things are blending in together. Like, It was a point in time where you couldn't imagine a politician being an entertainer. But right now, look how blended this shit is. An entertainer is also a spiritual advisor on religion tip, also a politician because they have an opinion and they got some kind of following and influence. They're also a business entrepreneur. They're also a, like, everybody one person now. Like they did some weird stuff where a proper structure has things that know what they are. It's positionings and placements. Anything like a building. Think about a building. A building to stand tall and be strong and sufficient needs to have support beams in all corners. Support beams here. This support beam knows what it's doing. This support beam knows what it's doing. What does a house do when it collapses? Everything falls into one. Everything thinks it's the same thing. There's no clear lines. So their shit is all disorganized. So what they're going to do is create narratives to create chaos in our lives. AKA, nobody can afford living. Nobody can deal with the pressures and how much your job is demanding you, but not being able to make a living. Nobody can deal with, it's like a bunch of civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? He said the whole gender wars and shit that they put out as far as narratives, you know, whole family structures. You can't even be in a healthy relationship nowadays because nobody can afford nothing. So this person broke. This person expects a paycheck. This person expects a house. He said the whole world was built on some, well, we getting away with it. So if it works, it must be right. Exactly. Lazy spirit. Damn you, lazy spirit. Strikes again. Lazy spirits. Strikes again. Tragic. It's tragic. It's tragic. Lazy spirit syndrome. What is that? LSS. These niggas got LSS. Lazy spirit syndrome. I don't want no parts. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because any spirit with the right mind will look right at this shit and be like, that don't make sense. That's why it's like we here. We here now. He said, I was speaking with Harvard professors at the time, specialists of American politics. They were certain that Hillary would win. I knew that it was likely to be Trump. That was major wake-up moment. Right. He said, right. LSS, yes, sir. That's the new lingo, man. LSS, lazy spirit syndrome. But yeah, you said that was a wait. Yeah, like when Trump won, like I wasn't at all into politics. Like, again, if you an intelligent spirit, you're aware of what's going on without having to be in it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew what was going on, but it was like when that shit happened, I seen like everybody was so emotionally affected, and it was so interesting because it's like, you know, when you think about what democracy was supposed to mean, it kind of goes to show like, if I don't know. It's like they created some weird shit. They gave you the idea of democracy as the majority rule, the majority wins, and then divided y'all. Like, it's just like a setup. Like Follow the Moon said, I think it's all a show planned. It's all a plan. Yeah, it's a show. It's like, that don't even make sense. If I was trying to do something for the good of all, I would have the all involved in the conversation and take that into consideration before even picking a candidate or a group of candidates. You know what I'm saying? And then these individuals would actually have, and matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie to you, if we were really doing something that was for the good of all, we would have multiple people who would play a similar role within that organism. It would be structured completely different. They created a pyramid where we think of a president at the very top to control the lives of all. That don't make sense. You would need multiple characters that could play the president role, but are specialists in different areas, constellation based. Like, that's why, again, that's why I'm like, I'm changing this shit. Like, cause it's like, why they didn't see that? It needs to be different. It needs to be, no one is that broad. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is that broad. No one person is that broad. That don't even make sense. And again, they convinced you, oh, we got these departments, but these are complete different functions. This shit is ran like they done like a business. It's like, and again, what is a business? A business can't have one CEO at the top. You know what I'm saying? Because, or think about what a business is. Like a business that's structured that way. Again, it don't matter what's going on. It's all about what the CEO wants to do. If it's structured that way, because it's one person calling the shots versus, you know what I'm saying, a multitude of different, at least different characters. You know, if you're going to try to do some kind of system like this, different characters that you can listen, respond to, debate. And again, it don't all got to be, because it's a very broad thing. Regions and different things. And it's like, that's already how they got it set up. But they just convinced you that it makes sense to vote here. And it's just something that got you lost in that it's just dumb. He said we should be voting on things directly instead of people in advanced society. Exactly. Because again, is it a popularity contest, or do we give a fuck about homeless people? You know what I'm saying? Do we want to solve this issue? Then why has it been an issue since I can remember? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 28, I'm 29, and they been talking about the same shit. Yeah, we still got homeless people, man. Everybody's still hungry. We still in debt, man. We still like still born ass energy. Like this shit dead. Yeah, man. They say claiming authority on knowledge, and they don't even know nothing. Like these dudes was talking about a golf swing. I know people who couldn't eat, like, you know what I'm saying? I know people who like dead ass got just rich crackers to give amongst a group of, like, you know, a family of 3. Like y'all talking about y'all golf swing. Like, I know people who's at work right now risking their life just like off a heart attack. Like they could have a heart attack right now because of how stressed they are and how behind on bills they are. And they really need help. Like, and y'all talking about a golf swing. This shit is like, this is how they see y'all. A joke. Y'all a joke. You know what I'm saying? They should be ashamed of themselves. Yeah. He said saltines are bomb. Yeah, they are. But when they the only thing you got to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't, and my point is even this, because they good as fuck even then. But my point is, we shouldn't have to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not no way to live. Yes, they made a good product that is full of bullshit but tastes good, but we shouldn't have to live like that. And I'm not saying everybody need a ribeye steak on their plate, but you know, this is what they've created. And it's like the fact that it's a person who only got saltine. It's a you know what I'm saying, trying to feed a family of 4 or 5 with a box of Ritz crackers and shit. And it's like, this the world. This is what they thought. This is what they convinced. And my point ain't even, my point is what that leads a spirit in a body to do. Because that's when you get people who be like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna hit the streets today. I'm taking somebody's life today. I'm finna rob this person today. I'm finna blow this up today. I'm finna take myself out today. Like that's where my heart be at, and where I get furious, because it's like you know what I'm saying? The places it takes people. Like it's saying that one song I got on the tape, Soul to Keep. And that was the whole essence of that song. That conversation at the very end of the song, where from the perspective is like a person gets to that desperate level. And it's like on a spiritual tip, we know that this shit is just physical, and we can, you know what I'm saying, we can rise above the shit, and there's other options. And that's why we do what we do. That's why we be making videos and expressing ourselves and showing people the other way. But it's like the majority of the world is boxed into that truth, to that reality, I should say, that perception, because that ain't even reality. That's just how they see it. And they've been so boxed in, because that's what's been passed down, the boxed image of possibilities. You know what I'm saying? It's like they boxed in. And that's why, again, we representations of all possibilities, reminding people like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He said, bro, I seen an old ass lady working alone at Subway, oxygen mask machine, shit broke my heart during rush hour. Right. And again, you get a person, you know what I'm saying? And people are, and again, I did customer service. People are disrespectful. People come in them stores with their energy, not giving a fuck. And it's like, yeah, like this shit fucked up. You be having a coworker that got literally walking on a cane. Like it be a teenager and a elderly woman, or like you just said, working at the same job. Like it'd be like, damn. I remember I was working this warehouse job, And it was a dude who got congratulated for being there for like 50 years. And this dude, like, I mean, this dude, gray, full gray. And it's like, and I was young. I'm young in there, like, damn. Like, this not a, and like, we moving shit. We doing some heavy lifting. And I'm like, this shit just killing, it's killing my body. He been here for like 50 years. And it's like, people be in these jobs just cause they literally had to be. You know what I'm saying? He said, in real life, up the street, not the internet. Exactly. I like that. In real life, up the street, not the internet. On the internet, you would think everybody rich. On the internet, you would think everybody living these extravagant lives. And again, that shows you the internet is not even real. The internet always trying to sell you something. And I thought that was always the craziest thing about Instagram. I was like, everybody I know on Instagram broke. Why is it making shop options and shit like that? Why is why is it like every page you go to got an advertisement on it? Everybody trying to sell you something, man. He said, give that woman money so she can rest at home and heal herself. Jeez, shit's so sad. Right, exactly. And I'm not even trying to come at no, you know, because at the same time, as far as solutions, because that's what it's really all about. The solution is to, you said the spiritual leaders on the internet are real. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. That's why I'm throwing these conferences and trying to get us together so that we can be in the physical too. Like I was saying in the very beginning of the live, one step, other step. That's the step, community type shit, and not just some fantasy version of all of us coming together to just fuck around and, you know what I'm saying, and do weird stuff. I'm talking about real community where I understand your, like, we are working together. We part of the same movement and we operate around each other and we doing things to circulate money around us and develop some sense of economy that makes sense. Because I can invest into you, you can invest into me. If we can circle our shit, make our shit bounce, and again, show individuals on the outside looking in, oh shit, that shit popping. That's where, you know, I don't want to get too into details because that's our business. But, you know what I'm saying? He said, I cried like a baby when I seen that. I couldn't do nothing because I didn't want to overstep her pride, but I wanted to take a pic and share it to the local blogs. Real shit. Real shit. Hey, just you coming by and again, like, grace in her spirit, like, she probably felt your energy if you interacted with her, even if you didn't. Like, it be things, you know what I'm saying? We this is what it's all about too. And again, even on top of community, like, it ain't even some separate shit, because being in a community that's strong like that, and then knowing that we can go out into the world with more strength and do things that can change people's life in situations like that, even if it's just a conversation or, like you said, sharing a picture for a local blog. Like, that's what it's about. Still connected to the world, not trying to be some kind of separate off to the in the cut shit. Oh, we gotta hide away, we gotta go to an island off the coast or something, you know what I'm saying? Like some practitioners want to do and shit like that. Don't make no sense. You want to run away from life. You wasn't trying to do nothing for the world. And it's like, again, we still vessels, like we still vehicles for God to work through. So it's like, you know, but we're doing things from purity and we're showing the world something different. That's how you change it. You know, sharing is caring. Thanks for sharing that experience. Real shit, Jackie. Thank you. Because, like, the world needed to know about that. You know, you did a lot more for her in this than, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's it. But, yeah, so it'd be stuff like that that really be going on. And right now, like the new moon, this is a lot of the things that we're reflective on, you know what I'm saying? Just the reality of the world, like that. And this all sparked off from that question about, you know, how the government is using this type of stuff. All they're using is things to kind of take us off task. And right now the task is, you know, really healing yourselves and healing ourselves through making better choices with how we take care of ourselves, putting ourselves in you know, helping ourselves get to a point where, again, we can create the reality. We have the means, the awareness, and the dexterity and the willpower to create the reality we want to be in, instead of feeling like we need to keep on escaping or keep on adding things that keep us separate from where we truly want to be. It's like when you are like, a lot of times when we do have certain things like habits and stuff that we keep on doing, that we still debating, we like, we want to get rid of this, but I keep doing it. A lot of times that's creating distance between who you are and where you're trying to go next. And so again, it's all about letting go. Like, you gotta decide. And too many people go about life not deciding, not going one way or the other. And again, you want to keep equilibrium, but the thing is, just like when you driving, to stay in your lane, you gotta still adjust the wheel with how the course of the shit going. So it's like you still gotta like tend to it and adjust what you think is the right direction as you going along that path. And sometimes it might look like more of this, and sometimes it's gotta look like less of that. It's just the way you moving at the moment, you know. To stay rigid, it's like, you got to remember, life is constantly changing, just like the road. It's like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was learning how to drive, my dad was like, you know, you driving on the highway, he's like, the shit changes, but it's just subtle movements. And that's what I was saying even about rituals. My point about rituals, and how it be those day-to-day things that we overlook, that be the reason. That really be the reason. Not because you didn't do no ritual on this day, or not because you ain't set your candles out and get the moon rocks and drink moon water and stuff like that. It's not because you didn't do that. It's because you just didn't choose to get out the bed 10 minutes earlier to meditate, so that you can start your day right, and you can get to that task, that goal, that creative gift that you're trying to develop for yourself. That really be what it's about. The ritual and spell you're supposed to do every day to decide to put use to that day, and put your you know what I'm saying, put your thoughts and feelings in that shit. He said, admit it, your old man was white knuckling that first ride. Yeah, you know it, man. No, my dad funny though, cause let me remember, like, my dad was cool, but yeah, my dad was cool. He didn't really stress out too much on that driving shit. Learn how to drive, yeah. But he was hitting this motherfucker though. This little, you know, arms back, tight grip on that. Yeah. He was on the first one. He said Orion Gate. Speaking of that, they were saying something about some Sirius. I think we passing through the star Sirius, or the constellation. Yeah, I think it's a star. But something about the Sirius, they call it the Sirius portal. We'll probably talk about something like that. You know, they come up with names and stuff, and be some significance to it. Again, I don't bash people who, you know, who speak the language and shit like that, who you know, trying to interpret what's going on too, unless it's true bullshit. He said, I throw that money in the back of my mind so fast, that memory in the back of my mind so fast, I might go up there again to see if I can take a pic, but I got a plate full too. So what the fuck, a family? Yeah. The world fucked up. Exactly. You know, exactly. And again, like, you know, just if you do see her again, you know, sometimes it just take kindness, you know what I'm saying? Just that somebody, I remember I was you know, when I'm working at my when I'm at work and I'm dealing with certain customers and shit like that, some, you know, every now and then somebody will come in and just be kind, you know what I'm saying? And truly that uplifts my spirit. That makes me feel hopeful for the world, because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, somebody is just pleasant. Like, somebody in the world is carrying pleasant energy, you know, and that give you a little glimmer of inspiration and shit like that. That should get me through my shift, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, damn, okay, thank you. That person was just kind. The way they was engaging with me, you know, and we don't always catch it, you know, but because sometimes it'd be one of them days, you know, and it just be like that. But yeah, you know. And again, people, family situations, yeah, it's all kinds of crazy. He said, "Oh shit, the handle." Real talk, man. He was gripping that handle, boy. He was the handle and the console. He had his other hand right here on the glove compartment, or not the glove compartment, but he was like, yeah, tight. He said, "I don't know why, but my old ass grandma had me driving at 5 years old." Yep, that's how you supposed to do it though, so you don't freak out by the time you old. He said, "What's your opinion on spirituality, opinion spiritually on homeless people and giving them money?" Man, I'm gonna be real, man. Like, me personally, I look at it like this, right? You don't really know what they did to get themselves in that position. Now, don't get me wrong, like, but nah, I'm gonna be real. You don't really know what they did to get them in that situation where they don't have a home. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's kind of a case by case thing, because again, it's about energy. Like, sometimes it just be an energy that's just a no for me, and that's because by you know, when you giving them money and you don't really know why they in that situation, and if they got a nasty energy about it, think about it like this: you kind of transferring energy with them. You know, you kind of exchange, like Jackie said, you know, exchanging energy. You're now involving yourself in they loop and shit like that. And if they got some strong fucked up shit that, you know, going on, then now you homeless. You know what I'm saying? Now you losing money. Now you getting yourself in a certain you know, thing. It's like, it really is I'm more standoffish about it, because I kind of in a way agree with Mooney. It's like, most of the times people, I look at it like, look, you a spirit too, so you got yourself in a situation. Some people's situations be different though, but usually you can tell just because the way they move and the way their energy is, it don't be feeling the same. It's like, oh, this person, like, there's something else in this person. It's kind of like, even like you sensing something in somebody. Like, you know, when somebody come around who don't belong in the situation that they might be in, that's like maybe a little more misfortune, and you be like, damn, I feel with you, I resonate with your spirit. It's a connection thing. So if I were to feel that with a person that I bumped into that was homeless or in a situation like that, I'd be more willing to at least listen to their story. And if it, you know, depending on how they move, and it's like, all right, cool, yeah, like let me fuck with you. But me personally, off rip, I'm like, nah, it's a pass. Especially people who be on the side of the road, because again, I'll be driving home from work and I see somebody on the side of the road with a sound that says help me. Me personally, I'm like, I got up and did something I didn't have to do for something I wanted and developed. So if you in a situation, you asking for money, you can do the same things too. You know, sometimes it be real shit they going through, but I don't know. That's how I see it, man. You gotta be careful, like she said about how she said about energy exchange. You know, he said, yeah, there's some spiritual homeless people. Mooney said, you said, true that. I see people all the time, not sure how to approach it when I see what I think are good souls that need positivity. Yeah, you know, again, you really gotta just discern for yourself, because it be a thing where, you know, it's like almost like you gotta remember, you say you a Pisces moon too. Be careful, because sometimes that Pisces moon will assume the best, or because you in a certain vibration, like you might be in a vibration of being generous. You might be in a vibration of wanting to give. So the first person you see, you're like, oh, I gotta give them all this love. And it's like, that might not be the best use of that energy. Like, it might be something else that you can put that same energy into that would make more sense for you. Even though the first, you know, you might think like, oh, I want to give to these people, but that's how Pisces energy gets themselves in bullshit, or gets into a situation where they're, you know, they, you know, you put themselves in a situation where later on they feel like a victim, because they give energy, and then when they don't get what they gave back in the way they thought they was going to get it in their imagination or delusion, then it'd be like, well, fuck you. And then it gets to the extreme. The Pisces now is going rogue and want to tap into that Aries energy and kill everybody. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta keep in mind, like, when you in that vibe of, I just want to give good to the world, try to, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to like what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, like pay attention to kind of maybe the source of that feeling, and do a little more, you know, do balance and shit like that. And I'm not just saying you, this is really for everybody, because a lot of people be in this kind of situation where they, you know, I'm a Pisces, so I feel you too. It'd be like times where you just want to give, but, you know, just because you want to give don't mean you should, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'd be in the wrong space, you know. He said they will show you they genuinely trying to get out the street. Yeah, right, exactly. Whether with a creative talent, something that can at least inspire some kind of, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, people who say they want to be in a better situation, but everything they doing looks like they didn't have that, like, that on their mind this morning. Like, that's something they just came up with. It's like, you're not moving like a person who been thinking about getting out the street. You moving like a person who telling me that because you see you in the vibe, or you see me got something that you don't. Like, that's again, yeah, you swindling. He says, Dave says, case by case. He said, makes sense to see it from another dimension than the third. Yeah, right. If I got some money and they want to do something for it, I might drop some out of them, having some as an even swap. Right. A job, you know what I'm saying? A task or something like that. And you get something out of it so you don't get taken advantage of. Real shit. So I see drug addicts and do not pass go. Right. But one day I seen a kid playing violin and I bought him lunch. Yeah, that's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. You know, you see a kid and he's out there with a talent. He's out there doing something. You know what I'm saying? That's good energy. You know, that might not be a bad energy swap. Drug addicts, nah. You see a person trying to get a bottle or something like that, nah. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, like, sometimes, because I know people who hire a crackhead to do something, you know what I'm saying, like do some yard work or something like that. Like, you give them something to do, and if they want to use that with their shit, then, but see, on an internal level, you can still give, but you see the difference between that type of energy. You understand it's transactional. You need something done, they need crack, boom, business. Versus, I really want to help somebody, and then there's this person who finna use that shit for drugs. You know, you on some high shit, some high frequency shit, some high vibrational shit, and you just gave them a bunch of energy to do nothing with, and you didn't get nothing in return. That is like that's a cycle. That in and of itself be something that come back to you, and God show you, like, I don't think you valued yourself in that way. You know, I don't think you value yourself right. It's like you devalue yourself in a sense, like energetically, you know. He said, I do that lame shit all the time, sharing what I got because I feel good at the moment and always get proved that it was time that was lame as fuck and wasn't thought out right. Exactly. Because again, you be like, oh, I just want to give to the world, but then the world disappoints you. And see, again, some people went through that so many times that they are really void of any care of the world. You know, they're completely shut off emotionally. You know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of the world is like that, you know, where now they see everything as a problem, and they, you know, yeah, because that can scar you. That's traumatizing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to be good in the world, you trying to give a little bit more than what God gave you. God was like, that was for you, nigga. What the fuck you doing? I gave that to you, not the crackhead. And you about to get more crack, and it's not gonna go nowhere. You didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They said keep some changes with you so you can distribute them when they ask. Right, because that might just be in your day to keep a little money in your pocket for your own rituals, your own shit. Because again, you might not have realized, like, you was feeling given during this one moon transit. Then the moon and Taurus came, and you was like, wait a minute, I need that. Where'd that money go? I need that. He says sometimes the test is for you to say no. Right, exactly. Right. You having an abundance, choosing to say no, that's a form of self-love and self-respect, because it's not all about that, you know. But yeah, so yeah, that's my opinion on that. But to close out, like, the rest of these transits, so we got moon, I'm at 10%. We got moon conjunct Venus, you know what I'm saying? So again, like, it's almost like you have to value your ability to change feelings, you know what I'm saying? But try not to value old feelings. Try not to value, you know, latch on to comfort. It's like, if you're gonna value comfort, value the active, like, or the attraction of comfort, which would be you becoming the thing that you're trying to be. It's like being what you want to see, or being what you want to bring to yourself, being the thing. So, you know, you start to put those feelings behind what you doing, and you start to embody that shit. And again, the discomfort is those little battles you're gonna have to go against with bad habits and old things from the past that are kind of dragging you towards escapism. As you fight through those and you adjust those, you put yourself in a certain mental space where now you operate, when you become that thing. Because see, that's really what it's about too, like manifestation, being what you want to see, being the change you want to be. As you embody that vibration, what was once uncomfortable is now comfortable over time, because once you spend time in that shape and form, you develop it. And that's really how our feelings have to be. Our feelings have to be fluid in that sense. That's why the moon moves so fast, and why we have to catch each moon phase as it hits, because it's like, what it is you learning how to dance. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spiritual dance you making with the moon and shit like that. So where in really you creating different patterns in your spirit, different artillery, so that when you go through different experiences, you have things to pull from. You know, like for instance, using this moon in Gemini for the mental clarity and getting things off your chest and communicating. Now there's a certain level of clarity you have for, again, this new moon approaching, so that now you can feel what's honest, and you can kind of fill out situations with a lot, again, of a clearer space. So, you know, versus say you went through this transit and maybe you kind of went through a couple ups and downs. This energy aspected you in a harsh way. So you might have had a hard time communicating. You might not have cleared your mind. You got lost in more scattered brain energy. It's going to be a little more difficult for you to maybe catch the wave next. But again, it might aspect you and you have a better day. We all have the potential to have a better day and shit like that. And again, like, not all is lost when we get tripped up, but it's about understanding what we have at our disposal. Because when we now understand what we're doing with the energies and what we are doing as spirits, trying to achieve, you know, as we're trying to, how we're trying to expand and how we're trying to grow, we can be more intentional. And with more intention comes more conviction. More conviction, we spend less time wasted. You know what I'm saying? And no time is really wasted unless you wasted it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really directed it into something that went nowhere. Again, that's why, again, I want to remind us that time is a tangible thing. Time is not no illusion. It's a tangible thing, and it's like currency. You spend that shit, so we have to honor it as so. Our time is finite, so we only got a limited amount of this shit, and we don't really know how much we got. But as long as we got some, we have to be intentional with it. That's how we live a fulfilling life. Like, time is Saturn. We have to be responsible with it. So to think it's an illusion, throw it in the 12th house, that's, you know, it'll have fun there because it can get lost in timelessness. And now all of a sudden we think we're immortal. We think we have all the time in the world. But what does that look like? Procrastination, never getting to a goal, being extremely forgetful, not even appreciating what it is that's right physically in front in reality. La la land energy that we cling to, and then all of a sudden someone we love pass away, or we get to the end of our life cycle and it's like, oh shit, I wasted time. And it don't even have to be the end of your life cycle. It could just be you turning 30. There is shit you cannot do no more at 30. 40. Ah, damn, it's you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world, but there is some shit you cannot do no more. Saturn return energy, all that shit, like that be karma. You spent that time, and again, you spent it in whatever you spent it in. That was your investment. This is the result of that. So karma is like, karma is as I don't know. I mean, I do know, but it's like when we talk about karma, I'd be tired of talking about certain stuff, but it's all good. You said I give homeless people cigarettes when I feel the urge to give, because I don't need a cig. Right, exactly. You giving away something you don't even want, and you know they need it. So like that's good too. And that's how you give. You know what I'm saying? That's how you be charitable in a intelligent spirit way. Because think about what you're doing. You're giving something that is low vibrational that you really don't want. You kind of happy to pass it along, even though you feel, you know what I'm saying? So that's like a form that's matching energy properly. I feel like it's really about the exchange, like the nature of the exchange. But still, again, certain people, you just don't be needing to give nothing to. He said, at 30, no more climbing trees and jumping on the ground like I'm 10 years old. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. Now, at 30 though, let's not 30, you can do some rock climbing. But it needs to be a sport. Like, it needs to be something you doing in a gym with support beams, and you got, you got the harness, you got people around who can witness if you fall. Like, you know what I'm saying? People who can call an ambulance if they need to. You know, that's what you need. You know, that's the difference. But real shit, yeah. Like at 30, it's like so time is very much finite. You know, and that's why we can't look at tomorrow like we got an infinite bag, because it's like, it's real shit. You might not wake up. So you don't know if that shit gonna be there tomorrow. So we have to look at everything in the present and honor that shit. Like, that's what it is. And that's really what Mars can teach at the moment. And that's sextiling the new moon. So, you know, there's opportunities to really make those strides and those adjustments to our everyday life. That I think I already talked about that, sextile and Uranus too. So, you know, the opportunity to get more comfortable with our individuality and what we're choosing to rebel and oppose it against. And again, if we direct that energy in the right place, we can really secure ourselves in this transformation. That's the value of it. That's the Taurus aspect of this, pretty much this outer planet shift, this generational shift, I call it. Like, it's so many generational planets moving. This is a generational shift going on where, again, you either going to tap into this next space and really be able to establish yourself, or you're going to have that much more of a difficult time kind of catching up to where the world is going, because it's already here. It's already in motion. So it's like when it does switch and there's no turning back, it's like kind of like, again, if you was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, imagine now you're kind of off balance. So it's going to take you a minute to kind of get your steps right. And you might miss certain things that if you were to step right, you would have hit that combo that got you the boost. And then, you know what I'm saying, you all play them racing games, and it's like, you know, if you hit the right angle and shit like that, you go through the loop, boom, it's like a little boost. But if you came out the gate and you already didn't have enough speed to hit the ramp, you couldn't reach the loop. You know what I'm saying? If y'all played those kinds of games. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on right now. So that's the value portion. The other portion is dreams worth fighting for. So illusions you still into. And again, the things that you think are real, the things that are tangible, the things that you value, you know, these things affect your beliefs in some way. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? He said, I hit a banana and spun out. Right. That's like a person who wasn't paying attention to the right stuff. Boom. Hit a banana. Boom. Shout out Mario Kart. Now, you know, like I was saying, the Neptune aspect is like what to believe in and beliefs worth fighting for. So there's different things we need to reassess as far as our whole belief system and how we're going about faith and what we actually have faith in. Because again, faith is going to look like you being consistent with those changes that you know you need to make. It's going to look like you actually believe in that adjustment is going to change your life, and hopefully you got the right thing in mind as far as how you want it to change, like what you want to go right. Start becoming that. That's what the new moon needs you to do. It needs you to become that, because that's trining Neptune. But again, if you still kind of lost in that delusion, you have the gift to kind of be hesitant of where to direct that emotional energy. You know what I'm saying? But if you know what you're doing and you know what you're trying to change and you know the dream and what it's supposed to look like, then this is good energy for you to kind of shed those illusions and tap further into that. Again, easier said than done, because this is stuff that's so subtle, but you have to just listen, and you have to also pay attention to your situation. What makes sense? Because sometimes we be in situations where certain actions and stuff just don't make sense, and you be thinking something else is your intuition, but you just chose what you wanted to go with because you wanted so badly for that to make sense. But it don't make sense at the moment. But there's a pathway to it. But guess what? It just take a little more patience. It just take a little more time. Time spent. Time well spent. Because that's the thing. You can spend all the time in the world, but there's a difference between just time and time well spent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we say certain things, it's just like you buying stuff at the store. You know you didn't need that. You spent too much on that. Like, that wasn't money well spent. What you got back in return wasn't equivalent to what you put into it and how much it was worth to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That bag of chips, there's no way that costs $5. Man, it's crazy out here, man. Like, it really be $5 bags of chips. It's crazy, ain't it? You get some Doritos, them shits is like $4.34. What? Hey, this is just like you get 5 chips and shit like that for $5. Like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up. We just gotta, that's why it's like how it is now, where it's like we just gotta yeah, it's still in price. I saw somebody say, I am done manifesting, I am now stealing. Right. That's crazy. They are robbing people. Subway sub freaking $15, right? This used to be a $5 foot long. That nigga went to jail. They said ×3. He said, and they bad for you, right? And exactly. It's nothing like a bag of just processed food coloring with flavoring. You know what I'm saying? Hella salt, man. This shit fucked up, man. They got us fucked up. Oh shit! Shout out to UA Sensei. Real shit. They got us fucked up. Hey man, it's all good. It's all good. We in this bitch. Good fruits and you know what I'm saying, good fruits for our labor. Anyway, man, we ain't no lazy spirit. Arizona's still $1, man. Is it? Because with tax, that shit was like 140 something. This shit was like $2. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. The CEO don't even know what's going on at the corner store. He said, I'd rather buy potatoes and make my own at that point. Yeah, right? I'm saying we need our own chips, man. That's the point of community, because somebody gonna care enough to do that. You said, how'd I get here type shit. Right. What is this? What kind of delusion is this? Pineapple is gold nowadays. $2.99 a whole pineapple. Damn. $2.99 for something that grow naturally. Again, give me the seeds. That shit fucked up. Give me the seeds. Woo, man. It's crazy, man. And people just sit there crying. And it's like, you know, that's why it's just like, man, we, you know, yeah, we gotta cure the LSS in the world, or at least just put that shit to make sure we don't catch that shit. Because it's just like, you know, that's the importance of these little things. Because, you know, trying to do stuff like this on your own, man, it can't work, especially not in this day and age. That's the biggest thing. Like, there's just nothing unifying people, bro. Like, everything is built to create that line and create weirdness based upon people's traumas and kind of what that leads them to believe and, you know, basically portray and project onto the world and the people they're around. It's like people don't even want to be around you, but you trying to start an online community. That's crazy. You got to be a person that people want to be around first, and then, you know, work with that. People be having traits that they try to hide, and it's like people don't even like you in your real life. That's fucked up. You gonna try to convince these people over the internet to hang out with you, and you know you ain't shit. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's a sin. He said, shit, you not lying. I just peeked my transaction. It was $175. Yeah, man. Yeah, they robbing. Exactly, yeah, $175, right? Damn near $2. And the CEO still talking shit like, yeah, man, we'll never change the price. You don't even know what's going on, bro. Again, he can't even help that because it's tax. And if he was to remove the shit, he wouldn't make nothing. But it ain't even about that. Hold on, let me see. Okay, yeah, I still got like 4%. So let's wrap this up, man. It's been cool chopping it up with y'all, but we have to wrap this up. So moon, yeah, new moon energies. We talked about what's going on in Aries, and we talked about did we talk about Taurus being the opportunities? Yep. And then we talked about Pisces, right? Trining, so Saturn as well. So getting comfortable with the reality of what we need to change as far as how we feel towards certain responsibilities and things of that nature. Also dreams and imaginations we once had. What's changed, and how we going about constructing that. Are we taking it serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the biggest thing. Are we taking this shit serious? And again, we know we're not. So let's adjust the things that keep us escaping from what we're trying to build. How you gonna get that house built if you keep leaving the premises? Like, nigga, stay, go to work. You know what I'm saying? Go to work. You know what I'm saying? We got to put our head down. How they been saying, that's kind of like the wave at the moment. Lock in. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's cliche and shit like that. You know, when stuff become too popular, it's just corny as hell. But it's very real. Like, lock in for real. Like, but we understand what that means on a real level. We're not just saying it because it's a meme. We know what it means. He said, thank you for your spiritual service. Thank you for being here, man. This ain't shit without y'all interacting and stuff like this. I love it. Shout out to Blazing Mellow. He up in the building, man. Check out your boy, man. Dude be dropping some gems on Twitter too. And even if you don't got a Twitter, I suggest get one just to follow this dude and watch him spit gems. It's worth it. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. We're reassessing all that shit. So let's get it right. You know what I'm saying? And this is the chance to get it right, man. So many chances we've had to get it right, but this is your chance to get it right. If you don't get it right this time, again, all possibilities, but I'm just saying, the way shit is moving, the rate it's moving at, we not gonna have the same opportunities we have this summer. This might be the last summer the internet is this free, and we have this much of a reach and opportunity to connect and just spark something. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? We have to do something about it. And part of what needs to happen first is the internal aspect, because you might not see how this matters for maybe connecting to other individuals. I already got people around me. People already fuck with my content. It's about you though. These little things about your character that need to be fixed. Things about your insecurities, things about your private space that maybe not a lot of people know about, but the people who care about you know about it. And you know they be getting on your ass about that shit. So let's figure it out. Let's use some of this emotional energy that's cardinal to change how we feel about it and get more comfortable with the new us, the new you. And again, a lot of this energy, we got Mercury. Again, we are getting set up too, because this is about to be, wait, hold on, Capricorn and Aquarius. That's the, on the other side of that, yeah, Leo and Cancer. So we're dealing with this direct damn near opposition as far as with Pluto right now. So it's deep transformation going on, being opposed to transformation at the moment. Like, we really have to make sure that we are, you know, going about it the right way. You know what I'm saying? We have to, hey, look, this, we opposing transformation. So you could really make a decision to be like, oh nah, I don't want to, you know, and it'd be an unconscious thing or subconscious thing where you don't realize with your actions that you keep repeating, you are proving that you are not ready to transform. And one thing you got to understand about life and shit, if you not ready, you miss it. You know what I'm saying? You either ready or you not. So it's like, you say goddamn police, as you said, Pluto, bro, they been, I ain't gonna lie, the whole while they've been like going back and forth and shit. I just ain't paid them ass no mind. But that shit was crazy. Yeah, for real. I started talking about Pluto, they got up out of here. Man, real talk. But it's funny. Yeah, but that's what's going on right now. There's a real deep transformation going on. We have to be willing to go through that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be willing to commit to the changes and let things die that just don't belong in our system no more, man. It don't belong no more. So we have to move on from it. We have to keep going. Either you're going to choose that or you're not. And if you're not, I mean, hey, you still gonna be here. But again, your ability to get into these communities and your placement within them, and how you know what I'm saying, how you're able to, you know, exchange resources within there might not be the same as if you actually leaned into this energy properly and at least attempted to put your, you know what I'm saying, get to the root of some of the things you know you need to change and shit like that. Because again, they become character traits that kind of go undetected until something happens, and then damn, now I remember why. It's like something could happen when things go direct, right? That it's, let's say you went through this moment and you didn't address these character traits. Something will fuck around and happen that you'll forget about it, and then it'll just happen when this energy is direct, that will remind you at this very moment, damn, I had an opportunity to change this, that, and the third, and I would have been prepared for this situation now when this energy is direct. It'd be shit like that with retrogrades. It's like, damn, if I just did that one thing I'm thinking about now, I'd be way more prepared for this kind of shit. And it'd be like shit like that, or it'd be something, again, let's be karmic. Because again, in these choices you make, you sacrifice something else, and that becomes the consequence later on. Damn, I chose that instead of this. That's why I'm not as prepared for this as I would like to be. Now I'm anxious. And that anxiety increases your opportunity for misstep. You know what I'm saying? Being impulsive, making a decision that you not aligned with. And that's what my next decision making video is about. Aligning that masculine and feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because when that shit, or conscious and subconscious, when those things aren't aligned, that's when we trip up, you know, in life. You said 1, 2, 3, take the next step, right? Right. Simple. Let me go ahead and finish. Yeah. So we talked about Taurus, talked about what? What's in Gemini? Jupiter. Not making no direct impact. Gemini, we got what, Cancer, that's where the new moon happening. Then we got Leo, talked about Mercury. Oh yeah, Mercury trining Chiron in the North Node too. That's being able to think through these processes too. You know what I'm saying? Kind of knowing how to express ourselves better now. And like I said, very good time for creativity, because a lot of what you did overcome as far as old mistakes that you know you're doing better in now. Oh, now you got better, real cool, creative ways to express it and talk about it. So go ahead and make that art. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Leo energy, we got Virgo, Libra, then we got Scorpio, then we got
I didn't know I could do that. Like, okay, my phone died, but yeah. Anyway, though, I think that's everything. So that we done hit everything, hit every point. I appreciate all y'all for sliding through. Don't forget, July 13th is going down in Atlanta. The 717 conference is gonna be live and direct. Again, spiritual speakers, performers. If y'all want to, just slide through and support us. You know what I'm saying? We coming together. We try to have real good conversations, connect with each other, grow, support each other, and continue this on and on. You know what I'm saying? So we can really build something in real life. Yeah, and if you looking to get a reading, hit me up at 717conference.info@gmail.com. Or if you need questions about the event, I am going to be sending an update email for everybody who's already submitted a ticket. Already got a ticket. So I'm gonna give y'all the update with itinerary, what we got planned on, all that good stuff. And yeah, man. Again, thank y'all for streaming the mixtape. I appreciate y'all. It's like an album mixtape. It started off as a mixtape series. It's a mixtape to me, but it's an album for real. Y'all know. But I appreciate y'all listening nonetheless, and y'all messing with the music video. Again, I'm trying to put a lot more, just a lot more of this stuff out, man. This shit, again, we doing this shit for free now. So imagine when we get millions and millions, it's gonna feel that much better, man. But I hope everybody has a beautiful new moon, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.